Chapter 6, Object Modeling. This chapter discusses object modeling techniques that analysts use to create a logical model. Chapter Objectives. Explain how object-oriented analysis can be used to describe an information system. Explain relationships among objects and the concept of inheritance. Draw an object relationship diagram. Object-oriented analysis. Object-oriented methodology is popular because it integrates easily with object-oriented programming languages such as Java, Smalltalk, VBNet, Python, and Perl. Programmers also like OO, which is object-oriented code, because it is modular, reusable, and easy to maintain. The end product of OO analysis is an object model. Object model represents the information system in terms of objects and object-oriented concepts. Object-oriented analysis, object-oriented terms and concepts, unified modeling language, UML, method of visualizing and documenting an information system. Attributes are characteristics that describe an object. Methods are tasks or functions that objects perform. Message, command to perform a specific function. A class is a group of specific objects. Instance is a specific member of a class. Object-oriented analysis. Objects represented as a rectangle. The object name is at the top, followed by the object attributes and methods. Attributes describe the characteristics of an object. The number of attributes required depends on business requirements of the information system, requirements of users. Attributes of an object are defined during the system development process. Objects possess a state. State describes the object's current status. Methods, specific tasks that an object can perform. Identify functions performed, describe the functions performed. Message, a command that tells an object to perform a certain method. Polymorphism, concept that a message gives different meanings to different objects. A message on the object triggers changes within the object without specifying how the changes must be carried out. An object can be viewed as a black box. Encapsulation, idea that all data methods are self-contained as a black box. Object-oriented analysis. Classes. An object belongs to a group of categories called a class. All objects within a class share common attributes and methods. Subclasses are categories within a class. Superclass is a class belonging to a general category. For additional definitions and concepts about object-oriented analysis, carefully read the content and figures on pages 184 through 181 through 184. Relationships among objects and classes. Relationships enable objects to communicate and interact as they perform business functions and transactions. Describe what objects need to know about each other. Inheritance. The strongest relationship enables an object to derive one or more of its attributes from another object. Relationships among objects and classes. Object relationship diagram. It displays objects and how they interact to perform business functions and transactions. Refer to figure 6-11, which illustrates an object relationship diagram for a fitness center. Object modeling with the unified modeling language. Use case modeling. Use case represents the steps in a specific business function or process. An external entity called actor initiates a use case by requesting the system to perform a function or process. UML symbol for a use case is an oval with a label that describes the action or event. The actor is shown as a stick figure with a label that identifies the actor's role. Use case description documents the name of the use case, the actor, a description of the use case. Provides a step-by-step list of tasks and other key descriptions and assumptions. Object modeling with the Unified Modeling Language, use case diagrams, is a visual summary of several related use cases within a system or subsystem. The first step is to identify the system boundary, which is represented by a rectangle. System boundary shows what is included in the system inside the rectangle and what is not included in the system, which is outside the rectangle. Class diagrams show the object classes and relationships involved in a use case. Each class appears as a rectangle with the class name at the top, followed by classes, attributes, and methods. Lines show relationships between classes and have labels identifying the action that relate to the two classes. Class diagrams include a concept called cardinality. Cardinality describes how instances of one class relate to instances of another. Object modeling with a unified modeling language. Sequence diagrams. Dynamic model of a use case showing the interaction among classes during a specified time period. Graphically document the use case by showing the classes, the messages, and the timing of the messages. Includes symbols that represent classes, lifelines, messages, and focuses. Classes send or receive messages shown at the top of the sequence diagram. Lifelines represent the time during which the object above it is able to interact with the other objects in the use case. An X marks the end of the lifeline. Messages include additional information about the contents. Focuses indicate when an object sends or receives message. Object modeling with unified modeling language continues. State transition diagrams show how an object changes from one state to another, depending on events that affect the object. All possible states must be documented in the state transition diagram. States appear as rounded rectangles with the state names inside. Activity diagrams show actions and events as they occur, show the order in which the actions take place, and identify outcomes. Object modeling and unified modeling language continue. Business process modeling represents the people, events, and interaction in a system. Can be used anytime during the system's development process. Compatible with object modeling. Case tools provide an overall framework for documenting the system components. Object modeling requires many types of diagrams to represent proposed systems. Case tools speed up the process, ensure consistency, and provide common links. Once objects are described and used in one part of the design, they can be reused multiple times without further effort. For more information about object modeling with the Unified Modeling Language, refer to Chapter 6, pages 186 to 194. Chapter Summary. Object modeling is a popular technique that describes a system in terms of objects. Object-oriented terms include classes, attributes, instances, messages, and methods. Use case describes the business situation initiated by an actor who interacts with the information system. At the end of the object modeling process, the use cases and use case diagrams are organized and class, sequence, state transition, and activity diagrams are created. Read Chapter 6 and review the key terms.